Hello, my name is Clarrisa Munford, proud owner of Clarrisa's Kitchen and Catering Service LLC, located outside of Columbia, South Carolina, in the charming town of Irmo. My passion for cooking began as a young girl, watching my mother work her magic in the kitchen. But that spark didn't really get lit until I was in the United States Army cooking for fellow soldiers. I realized that I enjoyed cooking more than I did corporate America. So after spending 10 years in the Army as a medical technologist, I began to start on my culinary journey, which was cooking, and which later became a catering company. So today, I will be preparing for you a 3-course meal, and I invite you to join me on this culinary journey with an appetizer of angel eggs, an entree of butter herb salmon on a bed of couscous, as well as some asparagus. And your final dessert would be a non-baked cheesecake with strawberries on the side and a strawberry balsamic glaze. Let's get started on these angel eggs. We call them angel eggs because the devil didn't have anything to do with it. We're going to take our freshly boiled eggs and we're going to go ahead and slice a couple of these. We're going to remove the yolk. Gently remove your yolk. You don't want to tear your egg up in the process. After you get your yolk out, you want to just take your fork and just mash it and get them a little crumbly to small, fine crumbs. So we're just going to mash them a little bit with the fork. Get things all broken up and ready. We're going to add a little bit of mayonnaise. Just a hint of mustard. I want to do a little pinch of sugar to knock the that mustard taste down a little bit. It can bite back a little bit, so we don't want it to bite back too much. And I have a little bit of granulated onion and granulated garlic that we're going to add to this, just to give it just a little bit of its own flavor. We're going to take our piping bag to pipe our eggs because you want your eggs to look pretty. We're going to nestle these eggs on a bed of parsley. As you can see, we're going to sprinkle with just a little bit of pickle seasoning, and you have your angel eggs. We'll be back shortly to start on our butter herb salmon. Welcome back. Now that we're back, we're going to get started on our butter herb salmon. So I have 2 clean and prepped salmon fillets ready to go. So what we're going to do with these, we're only going to put a little bit of kosher salt just to season them just a little bit. It doesn't take much. And you want to season the top and the skin as well. Some people like the skin off. I like the skin on. I think it maintains the moisture of the salmon a little bit more when the skin stays on. You don't have to eat the skin, but it comes off so easily once you added it. And we have some herbs here, just some savory herbs here. A little bit of basil, oregano, just your typical herbs. And then you want to baste these with a little bit of olive oil. And we're going to pan sear these a little bit in the skillet first, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Yep. Salmon actually is one of my favorite fish. A lot of people don't like salmon, but salmon is a really good fish. It's a light fish, and it's ideal when you're trying to diet like most of us are always attempting to do. We're going to bring it over here into our skillet a little bit. We're just going to sear them a little bit on both sides, just a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds to a minute on both sides. So you're not trying to cook the salmon, you just want to sear it and get a little color to it. And you see how quickly it did that? So you want to be mindful of that whenever you're doing it. And this is going to go straight from here into our warm oven, preheated at 325. And this should take only about 10 minutes to cook, 10 or 12 minutes tops. When you see the little white juices oozing from it, you know that your salmon is ready. Okay, we're gonna head to our preheated oven now, and we'll be right back. Okay, now that we have that salmon in the oven for about 10 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and get our asparagus in the oven with just a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of kosher salt. Doesn't take much. Just mix that really well. Transfer that to an oven-safe dish, and we're gonna go ahead and put this right in the oven, right along with that salmon. And we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. While that asparagus and salmon is going, we are going to start with our couscous. I have a pot here with a little bit of water in it. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there. We'll get all of that in there. Cooks really fast. We're going to do just a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt. And that's actually all it needs. And we're going to stir that. And it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to cook up. So we're going to let that do what it do. We're just going to give that a few minutes to get boiling up, and we're going to keep going. So just keep in mind, as you can see, I'm wearing gloves today. A lot of chefs don't wear gloves, but I'm a glove wearer only because I served, when I was serving in the Army, I worked in the lab for so many years and outside of the lab, and I always wore gloves, and just got in the habit of wearing gloves when I cook at home, when I clean at home. So I actually cook with gloves, and a lot of times, because my background being medical technologist and we study foodborne illnesses, I know that sometimes when you're cleaning chicken and things like that, it tends to get under your nails and things like that. So you got to make sure if you cook without gloves, you're washing your hands really, really well, and make sure you're not cross-contaminating things. So that's, and because I'm food and safety manager certified through Cornell University, I'm a stickler for making sure that everything I serve my clients and my family is safe. So always keep that in mind. So of course you do what's comfortable for you. Everyone does something different. I see some people wearing gloves and some don't. So don't feel like you have to wear gloves. Just be comfortable in your kitchen. I want you to come on this culinary journey with me. So just feel comfortable and do what you do. And you don't have to use the exact same ingredients that we're using. You use what you have in your kitchen. You don't have to run out and buy a bunch of extra stuff. I think a lot of people make that mistake thinking they have to have all these things that you don't have to have. So I think our couscous is ready. It looks good. Like I said, it cooks really fast, so you don't want to overcook it. You don't want it to be mushy. As you can see, it has a really pretty look to it, and that's going to be the bed we use to lay our asparagus and our butter herb salmon on. So we'll be right back shortly, and when I come back, we're going to plate our salmon, our asparagus, and our couscous. Welcome back. Now that our salmon asparagus is ready, we're going to get started. We're going to plate our couscous. First, we're going to create a little bed. Get it to the center of your plate. And you can choose whichever plate you like to plate your dish. Just want it just to be pretty, have a little presentation. Just gonna do a little bit more. I just want to make sure I make it all the way to the edge, that it's the length of the salmon itself. All right, we're gonna take a few pieces of our asparagus and we're gonna lay that at an angle. across. All right, then we're gonna take our ready salmon, which we've drenched in butter, and we're gonna lay this long ways across the plate. And then we're gonna add just a little bit of glaze to the plate, just to give it a little bit of more color. And there you have it. We have our butter herb salmon on a bed of asparagus, as well as a bed of couscous at the bottom. And now that we've completed our entree, we're gonna get started on our dessert. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've made it to our final course. We're gonna be making a no-bake cheesecake with a strawberry balsamic glaze, some fresh crushed graham crackers we have in front of us, and some mint leaves we're going to use to just make a beautiful plate. I have one softened block of Philadelphia cream cheese here for us to use, as well as my fresh strawberries. I've already cleaned and got them ready. So what's important, ladies and gentlemen, when you're gonna be baking and things of that nature, or cooking anything, just to have everything ready. It does make it a lot easier. I know a lot of times some of you feel challenged when you're gonna make a dish. I never feel challenged when I make a dish. I cook pretty quick, but I'm always organized. I always know what I need and I have it ready to go. And that makes all the difference, even if you gotta do it the day before. So just keep that in mind. So right now I'm just putting a little powdered sugar inside our cream cheese, and you can do that to taste. I don't like it too overly sweet, but I do want it a little bit sweeter today since we're doing the strawberry balsamic glaze, because you know it does have a little sweetness, but it has a little kick, because keep in mind it's still vinegar involved. But it's really good if you've never had it. A lot of times people serve this glaze over ice cream, so it's actually really interesting, believe it or not. We're just gonna get that mixed up, and you can use a blender, but I just like to do it with my hand because I do like the little bit of pieces and chunks of the cream cheese inside to give it, you know, just to take it home a little bit. And you can add a little bit vanilla. Sometimes I do if I'm doing the one with just the strawberries, but I'm gonna omit that today because of that balsamic vinaigrette. We don't wanna go too overboard with the flavors. So keep that in mind. So if you notice, I'm wearing an apron that says Battle Tested Kitchen Approved. That's actually, I invite you to join me on this journey of my upcoming cookbook. That's the name of my upcoming cookbook, which you'll find some of these recipes in, A Soldier's Journey to Culinary Excellence. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get ready to plate this, and we put that in a piping bag because we really want those cheesecake somewhat of bites to look really pretty. But we're gonna glaze this plate a little bit first, just to make sure we get the look we're going for today. And then we're gonna start off with a few little graham cracker crumbs. Just gonna make like a little graham cracker bed, because you want it to be like you're eating a slice of cheesecake, but you're really not eating a slice of cheesecake. We're gonna make really pretty designs in a row of cheesecakes, kind of like mounds is what we're going for. So we got a few little cheesecake mounds here. We're gonna add just a little bit of mint on either side. Okay. We're gonna take our strawberry, and we have two here. We're gonna make two of them. We're gonna take our knife, and I don't know if you ever made the really easy, just cut a couple of slits into your strawberry, just right below the green part, and that way you can spread it, and it gives a pretty design for your plate. You don't have to overdo it or anything. And then we're gonna finish it with nice pretty curly parsley that I have, and just a little bit of glaze on the top, just to remind you that this is a balsamic vinaigrette glaze. And here you have it. This is your no-bake cheesecake with a strawberry balsamic vinaigrette glaze, actually, with a strawberry on the side and just a little bit of crumbs. It's really good, really easy to make, and you can do much, any little or less, and just add your few little more crumbs on the top, and there you have it. Welcome back. We've completed our 3-course meal for today, and I thank you for joining me at Eat This TV. So, as stated before, we have the angel eggs. The devil didn't have anything to do with it. We have a butter herb salmon with asparagus on a bed of couscous, as well as a no-bake cheesecake with strawberry and some graham cracker crumbs on the bottom, and just a little strawberry balsamic glaze on top. All of these dishes were very simple, very easy to make. Any of you can do this at home. Take your time. Practice makes perfect. And I just thank you for joining me. And like I said, I have a passion for cooking. If you want to follow my journey, as I stated, this is titled my book, Battle Tested, Kitchen Approved. It'll be releasing this summer, A Soldier's Journey to a Culinary Excellence. And I did forget to mention that I was spotlighted as City of Columbia Spotlight Small Business of the Year for 2024. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on this journey.